Hello.
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 Story folder.
Yeah.
We got one person here today. Who are you?
Yes.
Put your name in the comments.
Please
We'd love
say
to
hello.
see
We'd love
who you
to.
are.
Yeah, we'd love to know who you are. Well, if if this is your first time watching, I am Lydia, and this is Adam.
Yep. We generally just talk about Bible stories. We do this mostly for children, but if you're an adult and you want to learn about the Bible stories and you want to hear about them, we're fine with that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello, Facebook.
It says Facebook. I have no idea who that is.
Yes.
I don't know why it does that.
On Facebook, we don't actually know who you are.
Yeah. Sometimes,
depending on
it's weird.
Depending on what channel you're watching, we don't actually get to know who you are. Well, we've just finished. So last week, it's Ethan. Hi, Ethan. Well, we just finished last week. The children of Abraham, which was going through Esau and Jacob's story, and also going through Esau and Jacob's story. Because that was it.
No, there was also Isaac.
Oh, yeah, no.
Isaac was part of the children of Abraham lessons too.
True.
Yeah,
Isaac
has a life. All right, he does a lot of cool things. Isaac does.
Yes, he does do a lot of cool things.
And what did we learn that he did?
Well, we learned that he got a wife.
Yes. Okay, all right, yeah. All right, no. But no, Isaac was a pretty honorable guy. I mean, you look at his family, he's the only person in his whole family out of all the generations who didn't get a second wife. Second woman. It's like, you know what? All right, you got to give him.
Hear about a second woman. I'm just saying.
I don't believe he did. All right, I feel like the Bible would have said.
Well, just please say hello.
It's great to see that Ethan's here. We've got more people here as well.
So since we finished our whole block last week,
we are doing a new block. What are we doing? We're doing.
Nope, that's the wrong thing.
Well, you can do that too if you want. All right, cool. We're doing the Dreamer.
I wonder who that could be.
What?
The lover. We're not talking about the lover today.
No, we're talking about the Dreamer. Who's the lover?
We're not talking about me.
You're the lover. Right. Sure.
No, the lover, the dreamer, and me.
All right then.
Okay, so let's get started on this story. We've got a new.
We do.
Yeah, we've got a new PowerPoint as well. I'm gonna make us a bit bigger.
Fancy PowerPoint.
Stop us. Ooh, technical.
There's books on the PowerPoint.
Yes,
that's how fancy we are.
That is
cool.
So, story folder. Dreamer.
Yep.
It's gonna be about a corny story.
Yeah, we're going to hear some pretty cool stuff. It's corny as well. Yeah. Yep. There's corn involved.
So first I'm going to say thank you to the free Bible images because of the free Bible images plus 4 more.
Yep. Apparently we have 7 Bible images.
So it is a very small. We're getting closer to 3. That's what we're trying to do.
Cool.
I should have got 4 more.
We've heard about Jacob. And we've heard about what's happened with him. And how he's got to this land now. Yeah. And he's starting a family. We already know he did have Joseph. But how many children do you think Jacob had overall? How many?
Well,
how many
I think he had 1 daughter.
He had 1 daughter, okay.
And her name was Dinah.
Dinah.
We're not going to do that story.
We're not going to talk about Dinah.
No, we're going to be talking about his sons.
How many sons did he have? Did he have 7?
No.
Do you know Ethan? If you know Ethan, you can put them in the comments.
Or anybody else who is watching, if you know, please put them into our chat. I don't think he had 7.
Wasn't 7?
No.
Was it 6?
I don't think he had 6 either.
8?
Hi, Jess Karis.
Just Karis.
Hi, Jess Karis.
Just Karis.
We've just asked a question if you have just joined. How many children did Jacob have? 12 sons. Well done.
12 sons. Awesome. Yeah, he had 12
Adam,
sons.
Can you name all the sons from his first wife, Leah?
Wait, okay, I actually probably could, So we have Reuben.
That's a very good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a very good name, isn't it?
Okay, we got Levi.
Okay.
I know about the show of Levi.
Yep.
We've got
Leah only has 4 sons. I will let you know that.
She only had 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, no, actually no. She had 6, I think. No, she has 6. I know that, 6. 13 children, yes. Not 50. I think 50 is a bit too much. That would be...
Okay, we had Judah.
Yep. Not Isaac.
Ishkar.
Ishkar. And the last one.
Zebulon.
Wait, no.
I do remember
So
Zebulon.
we have...
It sounds like a space character, just like, hello, my name is Zebulon.
So from Leah, we have Reuben,
really
Simon, Levi, Judah. I can't say the last one.
What, Zebulon? No, Ishkar.
Ishkar and Zebulon. That is from Leah. But we also have Leah's...
Simeon. Did I say Simeon?
No, you didn't.
No, okay, Simeon. He's important too.
Yeah. We also have Leah's servant, because in those days, that was what would happen.
No, I honestly think Jacob was not particularly the best guy.
No, but
all right.
Leah's servant also had 2 children.
Okay, and I think they were called Gad and Asher.
Yes, and then Rachel's servant had, I think, 2 children as well.
Yeah, and they were Dan and
Naphtali. Well, hello, Anastia. I do want to say that. And then
Rachel has 2 children. She has Joseph and Benjamin.
Benjamin's a great name.
All right, you know what? Okay, it's a lot of.
That's 12 I'm not gonna
sons. Lie. I respect Jacob for memorizing all those names. You know, like, yeah, I forget. The other day, I forgot which of my brothers I was talking to. I knew it was either Joel or Daniel, but I totally forgot which one I was talking. I'm not going to say who, because that'd be quite bad. But I was sitting there like,
yes,
I know it's one of those names, but it's a name.
Yes. Yeah. But sadly, actually, Rachel has died in childbirth.
She died in childbirth?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Benjamin, when she had Benjamin, she died in childbirth.
But before she died,
yes,
it does say that, you know, she and Jacob spent a lot of time looking after Joseph. They loved Joseph, and she actually made him a coat of many colors.
A Technicolor coat.
Yeah, which you can see they've got an idea. I like the one in the movie, The King of Dreams.
Oh,
movie.
that's
a really
beautiful.
pretty one.
Yeah,
it's got like gold.
It really is.
Yeah,
but I mean, this upset Joseph's half brothers.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever had a point where, like, one of your siblings gets a really, really nice present, and you really wanted that present, but no, it went to the other person. You know, somebody else got the iPad, somebody else got the
phone.
You know, yeah. Oh, am I the other person who got the phone? I bought my phone with my own money.
Kidding.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, you know what? You can have that point in your life where, you know, that happens sometimes, you know, and most parents don't do it for the same reasons that Jacob did. Jacob was kind of stupid.
He did love Rachel a lot more than Leah, and that isn't... Well, is it good to love your second wife more than your first wife? You know? Well,
I mean, unless you got divorced and then, you know, remarried.
And then,
then you should love your second wife more than...
Yes.
But
this is a very different situation.
You know, you shouldn't have multiple wives, full stop. But, you know, Jacob really
multiple husbands.
Just, you know, that too. You shouldn't have that.
Yeah. And also, he probably favored Rachel because she wasn't able to have kids at first. Well, she didn't have kids at first. It took her a long time. So, yeah. But Joseph's older brothers were very, very upset at him. I mean,
and it got
they only had
worse.
one colored coats.
Yeah, it got even worse. All right, because Joseph was tending to the sheep one day. Yeah. All right.
Wrong thing.
We're on the same.
We're going back.
Joseph tended to the sheep one day. And what happened was, Joseph ran back to Jacob to complain about his work. And his brothers just saw that his father loved him more than any of them. And the dad's like, oh, it's fine. If you don't want to do the work, you don't have to do the work. You know, I'm not going to lie. Like, Joseph sounds a bit bratty, you know, to say.
A bit.
Oh, I don't really want this work's too hard. His brothers did all this work all the time.
So,
you know, they're shepherding around.
So they didn't actually just dislike them now. They hated him.
Yeah.
And they actually couldn't speak a kind word to him. Now, I don't know about you, But even if I'm upset at my brothers, I don't try. I'm not mean to them. I don't. I can still say kind things about them afterwards.
Yeah. I'm pretty amazing. Let's face it.
I was talking about Joel.
All right, that's fine.
And my amazing brother Adam.
No, the moment has passed.
Okay, but actually, yeah, the coat was supposed to be given to the first one.
Yeah. The other thing is it was made out of really expensive. To have multiple colors is to dye a coat, and dye is a fairly expensive. It's still a fairly expensive thing today.
Especially if you're dyeing it more than 2 colors.
Yeah.
And most of them probably would have only had 1 colored coats.
Right.
So.
Well, Joseph, he's going to do something that's even more dumb, that is going to make his brothers hate him even more, because he's a bit of a plonker, Joseph.
Yeah. Joseph then had a strange dream.
He did.
He had a very weird dream, as you can see.
Yeah.
What is that? Corn.
It's corn. It's a corny story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a strange dream, and he shared it with his brothers for some stupid reason. And he said that we were actually binding sheaves of grain out in the field.
Which obviously Joseph, I don't want to tend sheep that day, would totally do.
Yes. When suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while all of your sheaves, they just bowed down to me, like all sheaves should do.
Now,
definitely not brothers.
If you have a sibling, and I'm assuming that some of you do, because I know some of you, and we see some of you at Sunday school.
Yeah.
The chances are one of your siblings has told you to bow down to them for some reason.
I've got told it many times.
You've told me it, so don't even start. All right, okay.
When have I ever said that?
I'm not gonna. Honestly, when my sister or brothers have told me that I have to bow down to them,
I do not remember this.
My general reaction to that point is just
get out of my face now.
Just like you guys should probably leave.
Yeah. I mean, the brothers had the same reaction. Do you intend to reign over us? They literally said that.
Yeah, he's like, all right, you think you're in charge?
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
You want to rule over us? Okay. Okay.
At this point, okay.
The younger shall lead.
The younger.
I agree. Amen.
No, I don't like that message. But
I also want to say hello to Kazurame, Desru, and Wade.
Yeah, and we'd like to say Anesu as well.
I said Anesu.
Yeah, sorry.
Not Anesu. No, I've never met an Anesu.
Right. Yeah. They're very, they're rather at this point, right? The oldest brother out of all of them, I think they reckon he's about 32 or 33. Joseph isn't even 18 yet.
Yeah.
All right. There's 10 years between me and Lydia. So when Lydia acts like she knows more than me, all right, I can be like, there's a decade between us. All right, I have a decade of information to draw from. All right,
yeah,
okay. But he didn't have a deck. He had 15 years of information, at least 50, possibly even 20 years. All right, he had 2 decades. Some of you probably. So I know some of you in Sunday school. You look at me and you think he's old. He's old at 20. Now, do you imagine that
he's 24? He's old.
Put me with a baby. Put me with somebody who's fairly young. And I've got about 2 decades on most of them. Well, I've got 2 decades on most of you. And therefore, I probably know a little bit more than most of you. Probably. Maybe.
Probably.
All right.
Some things, most things.
And so Joseph goes to his brother, who's nearly 2 decades older than him, and goes, wait. I'm a lot, I'm going to be in charge of you. I'm going to be in charge of you.
You're going to bow down to me, like always.
Right. So later on, Joseph, he really doesn't learn his lesson.
No.
Right, it's another day.
Yeah.
And Joseph goes, so listen, this time I had another dream.
The sun and the moon and 12 stars.
11 stars.
11 stars.
11 stars.
Not his sister. Not his sister. Just my brothers.
Yeah.
We're gonna bow down to me, like always. And this dream made his brothers even more angry.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, can you imagine? Just
he didn't learn the first time. He's a bit ignorant, isn't he?
I think Joseph put his foot in his mouth. That's an expression for you said something stupid.
Yes.
And then you said something even more stupid. All right. Okay.
I watched this before. I don't think we've done this story before.
I don't think we've done this story before.
Not that I know of.
All right. I've never done this story.
I've never done this story.
Right. So Joseph decides I'm going to share the dream with my dad.
Yeah, you know.
Because you know what? My brother's reacted really well to it.
Yeah. You know, my brother's not angry at this at all.
Yeah. So
let's tell this to my dad, because the son, that wouldn't be him, right?
So Joseph shared the dream with his father, and his father goes, "What's the dream you had?
Okay.
Like your brothers are talking about this dream that you had, and it sounds a bit wild."
So he told Jacob, and he said, "Well."
Jacob
obviously asked
Jacob
him.
replied, he goes, "Will your mother and I and your brothers actually come down and bow to the ground before you?"
It's kind of like asking him, do you actually dream about us bowing down to you?
Yeah.
Do you actually dream about it?
But Jacob still, he was a man of God. So, he did believe and follow God.
While the brothers were all upset, Jacob actually thought about it.
Jacob thought about it. He spent some time thinking. And we're going to end it there.
Short.
It's a bit short one today. But we're going to talk about, dreams. And if you guys would like to share some of your dreams, you got dreams for the future, you can put them in the comments if you're willing to put them in the comments. And that's fine. We're not going to judge you. Even if we're going to have, I'm going to do a guess. All right. Even if Karis puts in the comments, she's like, "I believe that you are going to bow down to me, Adam." Just like, yeah.
We're talking about dreams. We're talking about like dreams that you have of the future.
Yeah.
Things that you want to have, like you dream about.
At Tree of Life Church, we believe in supporting people's dreams, and part of that is also discerning when the right time to sort of reveal your dream is. Sometimes God tells us stuff, and He tells us stuff about our future. And He doesn't tell us stuff about our future so we can go, "Ooh, look at me. Look at how great I'm going to be." He tells us stuff about our future so we can prepare ourselves to be there. Joseph got these dreams when? After he stopped working as hard. Joseph got those dreams that he was going to be in charge. He was going to, and his immediate thought isn't, "Man, I really need to start working harder. I really need to start, I need to stop going, I'm not going to do this work," and start going, "This is where I need to be. This is what I need to do." No, that wasn't Joseph's first thought. He said, "I'm going to brag to my brothers about this dream." Right? That's not a good reaction.
I'm going to tell my parents that you're going to bow down to me in the future. That isn't really a good thing to say to your parents or your brothers.
When you have a dream, or it doesn't have to be an actual literal dream from God, like you're sitting there lying down, or even asleep, and you suddenly have this massive dream. Most times, God will just tell you where you're going in life, what's happening. All right. Oh, and Nessu wants to be a part. That's an awesome dream. That's
a really good dream.
Right. We're going to talk about Heal Nations in a moment, even. Yeah. Right. But yeah, you know what? And if you want to be a pastor, I know other kids in the church and Sunday school who want to go into pastoral ministry. But just like I was saying, the best thing you can do isn't so much brag and try and act like what you think a pastor should act like. Joseph started acting like what he thought a leader should be, that everyone should revolve around him, listen to him. That's what he does. He goes to his brother, he goes, "Everyone listen to me and my great dreams." That's not what a good leader does. A good leader learns how to work and the purpose of work. And if you want to be a pastor, or I want to be a pastor, I want to go into pastoral ministry, the first thing you can do is learn the value of the work, of the way you have to build yourself up to that point.
I mean, our dad, he would go to church at the beginning, and he would just set up chairs. I think Richard did that as well.
Yeah.
He's our
Lee
pastor in our
did it as well. Patience did teas and coffees all the time. I'm about to preach a message on air about that exact thing. We're talking about stuff. Oh, somebody wants to sing in the church. You know what? If you want to sing in the church, that's something you're really passionate about. Work on how to sing. I used to take proper singing lessons at school. Schools offer them.
Another thing is work on how to worship and just worship by yourself a couple times. I would say. I mean, I'm not in the worship group. I will say that.
Maybe you should try and look at learning some instruments too. Singing and playing piano, singing and playing guitar. They're really useful. They work well together. Yeah,
drums.
You switch to YouTube.
Oh, switch YouTube.
Yeah, if you want to do all that and you want that ministry, honestly,
I would also ask God what He wants you to do. And I know we all have dreams for ourselves. I have dreams for myself. But there's also a plan that God has for us. And they mainly do coincide. But there's a couple dreams that we have. That, well, even though
it
we
might
want
not
to do
be
them,
as big parts of our lives.
We kind of aren't made for them.
I wouldn't say that. It's more that. So Acts 2 verse 17 says it like this. It says, young men have vision, old men have dreams. That seems a bit reversed, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because young people, we're all young. You might look at me and think I'm old, but I'm young. All right, okay? We have dreams. We have places we want to be in the future. All right. But we don't know exactly where we want to be. We just have ideas of where we could be. But God gives us vision. He gives us focus of how we can use that dream and go forward in it and believe. And, I'm going to just talk a little bit about older people, to the parents. Some of you guys might have, God's giving you guys dreams. And you might be sitting there thinking, I'm a bit too old to do that. But, God's giving you dreams because you already have vision. You know where you want to be. Right? But God's giving you dreams. He's giving you the ability that you can go off and you can say, I can do it because God has told me I can do it. I'm not going to talk too much to the older people. That's how somebody has got a question. If you want to put a question, just put it inside the chat.
I mean, most of us, when I was young, I always wanted to be a vet. But then I realized I can't work with animals. But I mean, that's something that we learned. We have so many dreams. I would change my dream every single day, and it's okay.
And part of that is actually learning about different. If you want to be in worship or you want to be in pastoral ministry, maybe one of the things you should do is look and ask different people who are in those ministries. Maybe ask your pastors or ask the people who are in the worship team at your church. If you're at Tree of Life Church, they'll definitely help you. And just go, well, how did you guys start? Can you help me start?
Is there any way I can help you in the mornings? I know some of you get there early in the mornings because your parents are helping. Ask if you can help. And they probably won't give you ginormous jobs that you can't do or ginormous jobs that you don't understand. But they'll ginormous big jobs. But they'll probably just give you a small job. Can you get me a tea? Can you get me a coffee? And while you do that, they'll talk to you.
The Bible also talks about sowing and reaping. And you might go, I've heard messages on that. That's about money, isn't it? That's about money. I'm too young to earn money. But it's not about money. It's more about basically being able to sow into somebody with anything that you can give them, all right? And that's going to reap into you. One of the things I did wanting to learn about pastoral ministry is I went to a church and I was very devoted to my church. I'd walk 8 miles to get to church when I was 18, all right? And I'm not even exaggerating. I walked 8 miles to get to church. And my pastor would go, why do you walk so far? And I'd say to him, well, if I sow that into you, then what's that going to reap for the people who are listening to me? And if you want to have a good ministry or you want to go into a certain career, then you need to sow into yourself and you need to sow into the people who are in those jobs and look at people who are doing, you might want to go into law. And one of the people I'd suggest looking at helping or looking if you can listen to some of the email blasts and you can sign up for some stuff is a Christian Concern. And obviously, some of you guys are young and you're probably thinking, like, what can I do? But there's so many things you can do if you can just find the time to actually research it. And Karis, if you don't know what God's shown, that's fine. I wasn't 100% sure about my calling. I'm still not 100% sure. Right now, I'm learning how to be a writer. And that's helping me be a better preacher, but I also want to do that a bit as well.
The good thing is, I know it might be a bit hard, is you can always change course. You can always find another road.
It doesn't matter how far you've gone. God can still put you on the right path.
Yeah. And you can always turn around.
And if God's showing you bits and pieces, all right, the honest thing you can do, the best thing you can do is go, well, I know that it has something to, maybe it has something to do with ministry. And, obviously we talk about ministry. We understand ministry. Honestly, offer to help out in ministry. There's loads of jobs in the church. Maybe it has something to do with children. And you can find different stuff you can do with children. Obviously you guys still are children.
It might be a bit hard for children's work because of you are still children, but most of the other ones you can definitely help with.
It maybe one of the things you might want to do is go into local law enforcement.
Yeah.
Which is very, very admirable. And if that's something you want to do, there's definitely research you can do about it.
Yeah.
And there's lots of different opportunities to meet police officers or meet people in sort of those sort of areas that you might want to look at learning from, and they have loads of great stuff. I don't know why I felt that. I felt like I think there's somebody watching today. I honestly felt like just there, but there's somebody watching today and you want to be a police officer, and maybe you're not watching right now. I think you are actually. And if you want to be a police officer, research it, look into the things you need to do to, and you might go, well, I'm really young, I don't need to think about it right now. But if you set your vision and you make that vision clear, Habakkuk 2 verse 2, that's what it says. That God commands us to get our vision, make it clear, because when we have that, we know where we're going. And it's always really nice to know where we're going, isn't it? Like, when your parents on a long road trip and you see the sign, let's say they're going back home to London from wherever, somewhere else, and you see the sign on the road and it says London. It's like 15 miles. It's really reassuring. Now, there's no turns off on the road at that point. You just see a sign that says 15 miles to London. But it's nice to see that sign, isn't it? It's nice to see that we're on the way home, that we're heading the right direction. And having something like that, having some research into wherever God's leading, that's fine.
I mean, it is always good to try and plan your future. It definitely helps with choosing your GCSEs and your A-levels if you do that. But also, don't worry about it too much. I know we're saying plan and plan and plan. And
we're saying dream and get some vision.
But if you don't worry. You have your whole life. Dad was telling us about this pastor.
Don't rush it either.
Yeah,
that's the other thing Joseph did, isn't it? He rushed, but we'll get to it. He gets there, but it takes him a bit of time to get there.
I mean, Dad was actually telling us about this pastor who got told by God that he was going to preach. I can't remember, but it was somewhere in Africa. Yeah. And he waited and waited, and it didn't come. And he was probably about 80, 90.
I think he was 90 years old when he first went to Kenya. I believe it was Kenya.
I think it was Kenya.
Yeah.
And he preached.
And they said to him in Kenya.
Yeah.
Do you want to finish it? Sorry. Okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
All right.
And he told them about this word that he had when he was 20.
Yeah.
And they said, well, if you came at that point, we wouldn't have listened. We would probably have hurt you. We probably would have just sent you right back out, because in that place, they listened to the oldest person. They listened to the eldest.
Yeah.
And God made them wait, not made them, but had them wait so that they could be prepared, so that they would be able to listen.
But somebody wants to ask about heal the nations. So just to talk about, we do have a little thing.
We have it here.
Yeah.
Heal the nations. I'm gonna actually turn that off. And in right there, you have to get a ticket. We are doing.
You want to do the ticket for Heal the Nations, not the.
Also, you should go to that if
you want to be here on Sunday morning. You want to be at church. Saturday. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. So you might have a passion for all those examples, Karis, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I would suggest looking at all those different things.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've learned, right, is I've had now over 30 different jobs. I'm 24. I've had 30 different jobs.
He's a butcher. He's a baker. He's not a candlestick maker.
Right. I've been a bartender. I've been a hotel receptionist. I've been a receptionist for other companies as well.
If you want to learn something,
I've done a lot of different jobs, and I've done all those different jobs and enjoyed some to varying degrees. Some of them, I really enjoyed being a butcher. All right, it was really nice cutting off slices of meats for old grannies. Really, that's what I did as a butcher, and it was really nice. They were really lovely to me. They give me recipes, and it was nice hearing the recipe. I was a chef for a while as well. It was nice using some of that sort of knowledge. Right. But I did different things, and I enjoyed different things to varying different degrees. And if you practice and you're constantly spending your life just looking at different things, then you're going to learn what you're more passionate about.
Yeah.
The thing I'm most passionate about out of everything is just preaching. I love preaching. If you want... I
just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
It's always good to research. I mean, I am literally in the middle of choosing. This is the time when I have to
choosing your A-levels.
My A-levels, which will basically mean most of my future, but you can always choose them again. Really. Kinda not, kinda, yes. But it's always good to look at options. Search online. What does it take to become ... What does it take to become other ... But talking about Heal Nations, please get your ticket. If you sign up, we can give you emails to do children's church and
booking
food
a room
options,
for hotels.
Booking a room.
Yeah.
A hotel is Brands Hatch in.
Yeah. Just also to say something about researching. What my other big passion in life is writing. I love writing, and all of my classmates, and I go to university now. I'm probably one of the oldest people in my class. I've spent a few years more than them, but all of my classmates will tell you something about me is that I read more than all of them when it comes to writing, and I'm a better writer than all of them. And most of them will admit that, because, and part of the reason why is because I do the research and because I do the work. At that point, at 17, all right, Joseph was not going to be a good leader, and we'll see his story of how he becomes a good leader.
We'll definitely see that.
That next week. But
probably not next week. Probably in a couple weeks' time.
Really? Why not next week?
Because of what next week the story is.
Oh,
it doesn't have
okay.
anything.
Well, it might be the week after, but we're going to see.
In a couple weeks. Yeah.
What happens to Joseph and how that builds him up.
Yeah, but talking about Heal Nations,
that's awesome that your birthday is during Heal Nations. Mine's just slightly after.
It's literally a week afterwards. I've checked, and then Daniel's is 2 weeks.
Is my birthday a week after Heal Nations?
It's the 4th to the 7th.
Okay, so mine's a week.
And then Daniel's.
Yeah.
But Heal Nations, we have literally finished planning. We are in the middle of planning our.
I'm gonna find out on the day. I'm just gonna be there, just like this is all the stuff that you have to do, and I'm just gonna be like, all right, cool, and just put the paperwork to the side, and I'm just gonna just speak, and then everyone's just be like, oh, that was
why'd you do that?
That was amazing, and like the children's workers just be like.
So we've got really fun. We've got games and lessons during the day. We've got videos at night. I know on Saturday, if you come for at least one of the other days, we'll be doing something really cool. We will be doing something to a story folder on Saturday. I know that because we've been planning. It's going to be so cool. I love the stories that we're going to be doing. The lessons we're going to be doing, you will be learning them. Don't worry.
I'm just I'm totally on board for this thing. I don't know what's happening.
And then we also have our movie nights on.
I have to get 4 Tree of Life T-shirts for each day, one for each day.
Okay, yeah, true. I'm actually only got 2 Tree of Life T-shirts, so I'm just using 2.
That's the plan. Yeah, and we may even look at selling Tree of Life T-shirts.
Probably not, but please get your tickets. We really need you will not be allowed in without a ticket.
You will not.
Saying this is a lot different than Sunday where I can register you on the day. You have to get a ticket.
We're definitely over 50%.
We're over halfway.
All right.
And
I think we're getting closer and closer to 60 or I think we might even be at 70.
This is really important. Also, if you register early on right now, you will be able to get all our notifications on to do with food, options that we have there to do with children's church, to do with youth if you have older brothers and sisters.
Let me tell you, the choices are mushroom.
Not yet. We don't know.
Bacon.
We don't know. We don't know. We
Okay.
actually don't know. So don't listen to him. But if you sign up, you will be able to get an email to do
You
with
will.
it. We love Heal the Nations as well. So
Yes.
please register.
I mean, we've been running this conference now since.
I think it's been about 7 years.
Yeah. When I say we've been running, I've been in the background doing the.
We've been in.
Right. You know, I every single Heal the Nations, I pretty much, except for one, I think I've not worked for one of them.
Yeah.
But almost every Heal the Nations, I have Chris Federo go to me at the end and just go, "You are a trooper."
When we were, I think it was the last time we had an actual Heal the Nations in person. I was in children's church every single day. The only time I wasn't there during the nights was because I had to go to youth.
The funniest one I had was when I was preaching, and I had to preach, but we'd also booked me to be at Sunday school. You know, and I was just I can't do both.
Yeah, but it's so fun.
We do love it, you know.
Yes, we really do. And the sermons that we do miss, sadly, we are all able to watch them.
Yes,
and they will be online if you won't be able to make it.
We're gonna try and create a way we can live stream.
We've been talking about it. Yeah, we've actually talked about. We've got someone coming down, someone who's more professional than us.
I don't have to do that. That's quite nice.
We're glad about that.
I don't have to do the recording stuff.
Delegation.
Oh. Yeah.
Woo!
The joys.
Yeah, but please get your free ticket today. Cool. Also, if you have any prayer requests, please put them in now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We are so
even if your prayer request is that you want to find somebody who can help you with whatever your dream is, and as I said, on Sunday, if for people who want to learn about worship, people who want to learn about pastoral stuff, obviously, my dad might be a bit busy, but you know what? If our parents are busy, you can talk to Lee
or Chris Federo.
Chris Federo is a great person, you know, and they will have stuff to tell you about it. You know, they have. Lee has been a pastor now for over 5 years.
I know, it's weird.
6 years even.
This
6 years.
Or if you want to help with teas and coffees.
Yeah.
Well, you might not.
You might want to talk to Jill.
You might not be able to.
You might not be able to.
Tiny, but
yeah. we'll you know.
Yeah, but I mean, always ask help. We will probably find something, even if you're literally just going to be an errand.
Or you know, you don't even have to immediately be helping right now.
Yeah.
You might just want to ask about different stuff. Well, I was also saying you might want to ask about how they got into those jobs.
Yeah.
You know, you might want to just ask Pastor Ben, go, how did you get into ministry? And I'm sure he will answer you. I'm sure that Lee will answer you. I'm sure Chris Federo and Chris and Vaughn, Joel might answer you. I'll probably, I'll just send you. I've got a TV show about me going to ministry, right? I'll just
Adam's just done his first recordings last week.
So that's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we've all done it. All we have to do now is get Joel and Daniel on it.
Well, that'll be interesting.
That will be interesting. Also, if you are on YouTube right now, please click that like button. It means
subscribe.
And subscribe if you want to subscribe.
Yeah, and click the bell icon if you want to see more Tree of Life stuff.
Yes, but clicking that like button means that we will be it will basically help the algorithm and help us out. So more videos we'll be able to see. But other than that,
I think we're going to end it there. I know we've had a very long stuff, a very short message. We've had a lot to say, but you know what? We just want you guys to know that we're a church who believe in dreams.
I mean, I'm just going to show you our pen right now. It literally says where dreams come true.
I think that's which verse is it? It's Proverbs. I think it might be 23. Right.
Yeah, that is literally our motto. Also, our motto is full of the word, full of the love, full of the nations, filled with love. That's
full of the spirit, full of the word. Yeah.
Thank you. But I'm literally going to pray for everyone right now. Okay. Well, Father, I Oh, we've got a prayer
Yeah,
request.
we've got a prayer request.
Please pray for my elder brother that
Oh,
he will have wisdom for everyday life. I'll take it.
All right, cool.
So I pray for Karis's older brother that he will just have the wisdom of God bestowed upon him, and just know what's good and what's bad, and will have the wisdom to be able to choose the good side, basically.
Yeah.
And that he'll be able to ask God for help if he needs it. Not be worried about anything in Jesus' name.
And we're just going to speak over you guys, as you're thinking about your dreams and you're hearing your dreams from God. We're going to speak that you remember to just write that vision, keep it clear. And we speak that as you go and you research those, but it's easy, that the people you're talking to are friendly and helpful and give you great advice. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen. And really, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
The main thing, it's one of the main ways we learn. Just asking questions.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're just going to say goodbye now. It's been a bit of a long one, sorry.
It has.
But we will see you next week at 4:30 on Wednesday. Also, don't forget, tonight,
register
8 p.m.
Not that.
I think it's Ben Conway preaching.
Cool.
Or it's probably going to be Lee then.
Cool.
We have one more prayer request. One more prayer. Last one. This is the last one.
Right. We're just going to speak health over everybody, that the coronavirus is negative in all of them, and that they are free from it.
And they're all
Jesus,
healthy.
amen.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Awesome.
We all have